So, the way we run our teams is our leadership development program. Think about that one. So, when I get a new team member, I go over expectations with them. Imagine if I stopped right there and never did any follow-up, didn't do what I said, and just kind of disappeared in my office. What kind of results would I have with that? Pretty shitty ones, right? So here's the deal. You can have policies in place, you can have leadership programs, whatever it is, but if there's no ongoing support, that coaching program along the way, then what's the value in it? Is it going to really sustain results? It's kind of like going to the gym once and working out. What kind of results are you going to have from that? It's ongoing with it. So that's why, I use the example of how I do it in my station. I have those expectation talks with each person individually, and then I follow up on them. Some people need more reminding than others. Some wasn't clear. Maybe you've got to find some middle ground with it, but it's that ongoing support, being present for it, right? So what are some leadership development programs? So I've talked about officer development before with it. So maybe there's some places, nothing. Well, that's the way they run the organization. I've also known places that have assigned certain books, reading material for promotional exams. So it gets people to read the material because they're going to be tested on it, right? So that's a way too. Probably a pretty easy way forward if that's what you're built in with it. I know organizations, mine just started a captain's college. When people are promoted, it was like 1 or 2 weeks. They went through this leadership development, just learning the ins and outs of stuff. That's a way. For 2 years prior, we did an officer development program that I delivered along with some other people in my department. But it was never enough, right? It was never enough. I knew there was more to it. And that's because we were treating it kind of like a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am with it, right? It was just one and done. Not that ongoing, all right? You need that ongoing support with it and the follow-up. And that's hard to get done because I've tried to implement some programs before, and when it gets to a certain level, it just dies off. Support's not there for it. So, end of the day, it's the way you're running your team in your firehouse, the way your department's running teams as a whole, is leadership development. So, if you bring someone in, have a talk, a program, but then there's no follow-up, means maybe battalion chiefs, admin chiefs, whatever, aren't following up, then guess what your company officers are going to do? They're going to go down to the baseline of what they've been doing, right? Because it was just a one-time thing. Where's the follow-up with it, right? It's kind of like having a new policy but not enforcing it. What'd you just train people to do? Not to follow it, right? So you need that ongoing presence with it. So just remember that. The way you're running your firehouse is your leadership development program. If you're higher up, the way you're running your department, that's your leadership development. It's that ongoing, and are you doing anything for it? So I thought a lot of it because I've seen people, I've seen at the company officer level pointing up at the top brass saying, well, they're not doing X, Y, and Z. And I've seen the top brass pointing down going, well, the officers aren't doing X, Y, Z. No one's taking ownership of it. So what we're going to do, right? You can only do so much. Whatever position you're in. So ask yourself, are you doing enough with it? Do you have a plan? What is in place? Do you have that ongoing support? Do you follow up? If you're chiefs, do you follow up with your officers? Officers, do you follow up with your crew? I believe in leading up the chain of command with things, but you can only do so much. Me as a company officer, I can try to influence my bosses. But at the end of the day, if I'm spending all my time trying to influence them, guess what I'm not doing? I'm not spending time with my people then and developing my crew. So you can only do so much with it, right? So that being said, guys, I hope this kind of resonated with it. But I did put together an offer. You can hit the link right above here. It's a way we can come up with a plan of one-on-one. And if there's some ongoing support you want with it, you can do that too with it. So check it out. If there's something you're interested in, let me know. Sign up. I'll see you on the call with it. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys next time.